Very good evening there. So I was just finished up with one video just 5 minutes back, and I just saw an email, and it was so interesting that I thought, let me go ahead and further make one more video for you. So the question this guy asked is that he has some numbers over here like this, and what he wants to do is he wants to create a function which can sum up the even numbers, right? And sum of even numbers means the numbers which if you divide with the two and the remainder comes zero, so that are called the even numbers. So for example, in this data, in this table, I have 88 and I have 22 as even numbers. So he wants to create a something like that. So obviously you know that in Excel it is not possible because we don't have any as such function. We have a simple one function which is called the sum, and it can be used to sum up all the numbers. So we don't really have a um, some particular formula which can sum up only the even numbers. So today I'm going to talk about this function, how you can create your own function, and they are called the user defined functions in VBA, right? You can even watch my other three videos which I have uploaded on my channel, and they are again based on the UDFs, user defined functions, and they are really very good videos. I'm sure if you watch them you can definitely use them in your professional work, right? So I hope that I assume that that you guys know little bit about the VBA, Visual Basic for Application, the programming language which is used for the Excel. In case if you're not, just watch this video. It can give you a good amount of idea that what all it can do. It can really do wonders. If you know it, it can certainly help you in building up your career quite fast, and it can even take you to the places. Company these days, the company love to hire those people who really know VBA, because then hiring six people instead of one people, they prefer to opt for the that one person, and they can give them the good CTC instead of calling seven or eight people. Because if you know the VBA, then you know the automation, and if you know the automation, then you can work really those lengthy hours you really need not to spend on any macro, or you don't have to basically do the manual work, what it means. So you can record the things, and you can get the work done in just fraction of seconds, right? So I do provide the training on the VBA and the advanced Excel. You can write me, I'll share my email ID, and you can watch my other videos as well in case if you want to learn more stuff about the VBA. Or for the advanced Excel, I have uploaded almost 15-16 videos till now, and I'm in the process of uploading some more. Alright, so let me quickly start with this, the formula. So you'll go to the insert module and you will start writing a formula. So what we need to do is we need to create a function of on our own, right? So we'll give a name, something, maybe let's say sum even. Okay, now when you write the formula, it's all up to you whether you want to give the parameters in this or not, but I'm simply writing this function as it is. So you see end function is already created. That's because of the fact that the function, when you write the function, this end function will automatically comes, right? If had it been sub, then this end function would have been end sub, right? So I'm not going to create any function which will take these parameters, right? What I'm going to do is I'm going to create a pop-up box, so that when that pop-up box will come, a user can have a choice of entering the range by himself or herself, right? So let's see how we're gonna do it. The very first thing is which I'm gonna do is I'm gonna define some range, which would be RNG as, I would say, range, right? So that we can get this variable defined under this range class. So whatever the properties the range class will have, that can be brought into this range variable. Right now if I write dot, you see I have all these properties, all the methods of this range class. That's why I have defined this. And the second thing is what I'm going to do is I'm going to give this input box stating that we'll write here, please enter range. Okay, and well, I guess what else we can do is yeah, so I'm gonna leave all the other parameters blank until the till time I come on the last parameter, which is type 8. So I will write the 8 here, because this type 8 means that you can't enter any text in this range. In case if you are looking for more information, just select this and press F1, right? F1 is for the help, for the Visual Basic help, and for the Visual Basic for application help, I'm sorry, there has to be no confusion about what is the Visual Basic and what is the Visual Basic for application. VBA and VBA both are different things, right? So you see, this is the example which Excel has given, and this input box, you have all these parameters: prompt, title, default, left, top, from the distance, you know, from the sheet, how much it has to be from the left and top and so on. So let us concentrate on this type. So if I come over here and if I see, it specifies the return data type. If this argument is omitted, the dialog box return text. So what it means is that if you're not going to pass on this parameter, as you see, this is optional, it is going to accept the text as well, right? So but this time I will be because I want to sum, and the sum can happen only for the numbers, not for the text entries, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to check in this the value, which value stands for what. So if I write 0, it means a formula. If I write 1, it means a number. If I write 8, then 8 means that it is going to be a reference, it is going to be a range, right? So what I want is that I want two things. The first, obviously I will not select this data on something which is not a number, right? Because I will, if you try to sum up A and B, Excel will throw the error, because really you cannot sum up the text entries, right? It got to be number, right? So first thing first, first we need to ensure that whenever we are applying this formula on the table, that table should consist of the numbers only, right? When we'll just prepare the formula, then I'll show you what exactly I mean. And but this is important to note that this 8 stands for a cell reference as a range object. So what it means is that when you will execute this function, it will immediately ask you for the table range, what all cells you are supposed to sum up, right? You'll have to give them. So that's why I have kept this 8, so that my input box would be of range type, right? And now thereafter what we are going to do is we are going to store this value somewhere, right? So that every time when this formula works, it can store that value. So for that thing to happen, we are going to use the for each loop, right? So I'll write here, let me create some variable, let's say, okay, so we'll create dim cc as range. Again, one more range class we are going to give, and dim, let's say, some variable, and as I would say long. Okay, I'll just show you why I'm creating this. Now we'll run a loop for each cc in your range. Range is what? That's your range, right? So for each cc in RNG, it means that for every cell which you're going to select in that range, please check if your function, if worksheet function dot is even, if that selection, if that selected cell in a selection cc is even, then what you need to do is you need to put this value cc plus somewhere. Now initially somewhere will be 0, so whatever the value will cc will hold, it will simply get added over here, right? And why I have added here somewhere, I'll just show you when we'll debug this this code. Else, in case if it is not even, then you really need not to do anything. So it just say simply and if, and here you'll need to use the next, because you're using the for. So for each, if you're not gonna write next, then it will not work as a loop. And the important thing is, once this loops will be completed, you really need to get this value back to your function, right? So function is sum even, that's my function name, right? That's my sum even is a function name. So sum even, should hold a value which is going to be allocated in this variable, which is called the somewhere, right? So now let's run this, and then I'll show you what exactly is going to happen, right? Why we have created these input boxes, and what exactly I mean that when I said that why I'm adding this somewhere in the somewhere again in addition to the CC. So let me put this break mode over here, and let's do one thing. Let us write this formula sum even. Now please remember, this is not an Excel formula, this is your own formula. You could even write your own name instead of sum even, right? So I'm writing this formula, and now I'm simply going to press enter. See what will happen. Now this function is going to be run over here, and now I'm going to take the help of the F8 or the step into. Let's see what will happen. Now it is this range, this RNG is a variable and it has a range class property. So the moment I set the set range, this range has to be given this application dot input box value, the property. So the moment I'm going to press F8 further, see what will happen. This box will come. Now remember, I took you on the F1 help and I showed you there that what value does it hold when you write 0 1 2 3 4 and so on, and the 8. So you remember in our code we have this 8 written over there. So 8 means that this input box, which is this right now blank, it allows me now to select the range. So for example, if I want to calculate the sum of the even numbers in this range, I will pass on this range over here. The moment I press OK, now what will happen is this 8, this is what I was talking about. So this 8 stands for the range. If you're not gonna write 8, then this will not work. It will not allow you to select these many cells which I have selected from A1 till B4, right? So now we're gonna run this loop for each CC in this range. So what will happen is, you see right now CC shows nothing, right? It shows nothing because we have not run this code yet. The moment I'm going to press F8, now let's see if we have any value here. So you see this, now nothing has been changed to 45, which is my first cell. So what does this code signifies? What does it actually says? It says that when you are running this entire loop in this table, for each loop it is going to check each cell one by one. So it has started from the 45, then it will go 77, then it will go to 67, 88, 22 till it reaches to the last cell, and it keeps on at the same time checking whether that selected cell, which is in this CC, you see in this CC we have the 45 value. So is 45 is even? If it is even, then it will add this number over here in CC, and somewhere right now is 0, as you can see, because there is, as such, we have not defined anywhere somewhere, we have not given a value, we have just defined it as a long, right? So now why I have defined it long? Because I want that it should hold a value more than 32,000 and something like that, right? We have a table, we can talk on that specifically. That's all about scope of the variables, data types. That's something is entirely different chapter. I'm not gonna get into that, but just for your information, you really can't select the wrong type here. If I'm going to write here something as a string, so you know that we are not going to deal with the string, we are not going to deal with the now text properties, we are dealing with the number, so it will throw the error. So it is really very important to choose the correct type of a variable. Now this says that this is a 45, so it will skip this line somewhere, the next line, right? It will immediately go to the next. I'm just showing you now. See, did you see that it has skipped the second line, right? Because now if the condition is not found to be true, then it is going to skip that true condition, and it will immediately jumps to the false condition. Now in false we don't have anything, so I'll press F8 again, and now when the moment it comes to the next, it will go to the next cell, and now here let's see what value CC holds. Now it holds 77, previously it was 45, as you can see. So 77 again is an odd number, so it is not even, it will skip the line, right? And similarly, now let's see what we have 67, again the same thing, it is going to skip. Now this time around it has 88, so 88 is an even number, so let's see what will happen. Wow, you see this? So now this is how this if actually looping works, right? Now this has immediately steps to the next cell, it has This time it hasn't skipped it because of the fact that this is the new value which is in CC. As you can see here, it's 88, which is this. So it is going to sum this. Somewhere is already initialized, it has no value, so 88 plus 0 remains 88. Now it will go to the next cell again. Now it will have the 22 over here, so 22 cell is there. Now 22 cell is again a even. So now I was talking about that why I have written this CC plus somewhere, because of the fact that somewhere initially, when the first time this condition is going to be true, even number, and it is going to find the even number, the somewhere will have a 0 value. But the next time when it will run again, and it will find again the even number, as in this case it has found that 22 is a second even number after 88, this somewhere will hold that value, the previous value, right, which was 88. Now in this CC, as I know that this time it is 22, so this CCC will simply gets added to this somewhere, which is a 88, and will give me the sum. So 82 plus 22 is 110, and now somewhere holds 110 value. So next time when this function will run again, now this time it is an odd number, so it is not going to execute the next line, it will go to the else option. And I don't think so that we have any even number left out. We have the 43 is again the odd number, and the last time this loop is going to run, it is 11. So now I think the loop is run. Yes, it has run, right? So it has come out from the next, and now this time to return this value in the function, that's how you write the function. Whatever the function name you have given it, it has to be assigned some value, which is this time I'm giving it to, I'm passing this value of whatever this somewhere is holding, this value is being passed to this sum even function. So right now it shows 0. The moment I'll press F8, you see this 110 will appear, and now this end function, the code has, this is how the code has run, and the things are now stopped, right? So let me remove this code from here, the break code from here, and let me close this, and as you can see here, I have the sum of the even numbers, right? So in case if we have some more numbers here, let me change the numbers here. Okay, so let me just add some more numbers here. Now let's try to use this function again. I'm writing this function sum even. Okay, let me press enter. The moment I press enter, it will ask me for this input box, so let me give this range, the entire range, and press OK. Alright, so we have the 20. Let's check. We have 2 plus 4 is 8, 8 plus 4 is 12, 12 plus 6 is 18, and 18. Okay, so let me just repeat it again. We have 2 here, and then we have 4, 6 plus 4 we have 10, and then after 10 we have 6, 16, and 16 plus 4, 20. I don't think so there is any other number which is even in this, right? So we got the sum 20, which is correct. So this is how you can develop your own functions. Similarly, you can work on the odd function. You just need to write what you need to write it. You need to write in your code is that you need to change this odd number. Is even function can be changed to is odd, right? I'll upload another video. Due to the shortage of time, I'm just wrapping up this video. I hope you like this video, and hope you get the clarity on the functions, that how you can create your own functions. Now if you go to the FX, and if you do this all, and if you press here S, I'm sure you'll get your formula here. Let me just scroll down. Yeah, you see this is the function. Now no help available, so you because this is not an Excel formula, this is not an Excel inbuilt formula, right? This is something which is developed by you. If you check on this sum, it says, it gives you some information, it gives you some help, right? Because this is an inbuilt function. In case if you want to get some comments added over here, so that the next time the person who's going to use this, he can get the understanding, that's quite easy. What you can do is you can simply go to your this developer tab, and you can go to the macros, and over here you can write the function sum even. I think that was the name of the function. Let me just check once again, I beg your pardon. Yeah, that's sum even. So go to the macros and write sum even. Okay, and in options, go to the options and write here description. So I'll say that this is developed by Ajay, and it helps in summing up the even numbers, right? Write the formula as this, sum even, and press enter. Post that, give the range in a box and press OK. So you can define this. Now let me just close this, and let's go to this fx function now, and let's press S, and let's check if we have got some information over there. We have a lot of functions with the S, right? So keep on pressing. Yeah, so you see sum even is a function over here, and you see the comments are here. This is developed by Ajay and it helps in summing up, you know, blah blah things. You can add whatever you want to add, right? So that's it for now, and you can even watch my other videos on the VBA and on the advanced Excel. You can even subscribe and let me know in case if you require VBA training, or maybe you're looking for the advanced training. This is my email ID, and in case if you have some questions, if you have any puzzle in your office or in your personal work, just let me know that. I will be uploading the video on the same, and will try to share the same with you as soon as I can. And so that's it for now. I hope you enjoyed this video, and thank you very much for your support. Keep watching and stay fit and fine, guys. Wish you very, very, very happy learning. Thank you so much. Bye bye. Take care.